Hello, welcome back. It's been a little while since we did our last video, which was TARDIS console room interiors.
Not too long.
It's been a little while.
Okay.
But people seem to really like it. People gave us their opinions on the consoles and stuff. So we thought, well, let's do a follow-up to that and do TARDIS exteriors, the police boxes. So I guess we'll do what we did last time, which was work backwards from the present.
Okay.
And we'll just do exactly the same.
Okay.
What do you think of the current police box?
Yeah, I don't hate it. It's alright. Yeah, I'm not keen on the handles, as you know. I think they're a bit ugly.
What about what?
They're too big and long. But the actual prop itself, I quite like. Colour, I don't mind. I don't like the fact that they've got the hinges on the other side on this TARDIS.
I mean, that isn't without precedent. You know, it has happened before. In fact, in the 70s, again, that's how it was. And on the Paul McGann box, that's how it was.
I don't hate it by any means. It's all right.
Probably my favourite of the modern boxes. They all got a bit chunky. And this one's still...
It started off particularly chunky.
Yeah, it really did. They slimmed them down. This one is still a bit too square in places for my liking.
Right.
You know, the panels should be more rectangular. They're a bit... But I like the colour. I like the fact that they've... Although it's got a wood grain to it, it's got a sort of an Artex-y quality to it to make it feel like it's a bit concrete.
What, the lamp?
That is my least favourite element of it.
I don't quite like the lamp. Doesn't bother me that much.
I don't mind that it's blue.
Yeah.
I just think it looks a bit weird. It looks like a pimple on a rock.
Yeah.
A bit long and a bit
It's long, isn't it? Yeah.
strange.
Yeah.
But I like the metal window frames. That's obviously a first. We've never had metal ones before, which is supposed to hark back to the fact that real police boxes did have cast iron window frames. I like the door sign. I like that it's the black and white. With the white or black.
Yeah.
You know, harks back to the 70s.
Yeah, that's fine.
Late 60s. People complain about the little
On the
notches.
Yeah.
Doesn't really bother me. My only real complaint, I don't mind the handles. I think the silver handles are fine. Again, I think that looks more like the John Pertwee prop. Because he's got quite large silver handles.
Not like that though, but okay.
Not dissimilar.
I also don't like where they're positioned. You see how they cross over the panel?
Yeah.
I would rather it be further up. But that's just my,
Yeah. But my only real complaint with it is the glass for the windows. Normally the windows are clear with bobbled, pebbled glass in the corners. Here it's like, I think it's called fluted glass. So it's like strips. And I'm not so keen on that.
Okay.
Much prefer the exterior to the interior. Because we hated the interior.
Yeah, dreadful.
But the outside is much nicer than the inside.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're sort of pretty much on the same page for that one.
Okay.
Let's go back in time. So what do you think of the Matt Smith, Peter Capaldi prop? Again, like I said, this does change ever so slightly. The colour changes and stuff. You know,
Yeah, I think it's a nice prop. I like it.
Do you?
Yeah, I don't dislike this one.
I think you'd find it like too chunky and a bit too big and fat.
Compared to Eccleston, no, it's much better.
It is slightly slimmer.
Yeah, it's slimmer, it's a nice colour blue, the lamp's nice on the top, the housing, the roof is nice, I like the door handles on it, the nice size. It's nice to have obviously the logo, the St John Ambulance one.
Yeah.
I like that. I like the white window frame. Again, you've got the configuration, haven't you, of the glass, the pebbled.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I don't dislike this box.
Oh really?
No.
I'm actually quite surprised.
Oh, okay.
I thought that you wouldn't necessarily be a fan of this one.
No, I like it.
Oh, okay. I mean, I'm not a fan of these boxes generally.
No. I mean, I think we're all going to agree that we prefer the ones in the classic series.
Yeah.
Overall, no surprise there. But I mean,
I like the colour. The blue is. I like all the variations of the blue that it had over that period. And again, I like the fact that we've got the white window frames and the return to the St John Ambulance sign and all those elements. I like the lamp is like a Fresnel lens lamp.
I would prefer this one to the current box.
You prefer this one to the current one?
Oh yeah, I would do, definitely. Yeah, because that annoys me, the fact that on the current box with the handles and the lamp, I think it's a better lamp on this box. So I would prefer this one, definitely.
Gosh,
really? Yeah, definitely.
Wow, I'm very surprised. Yeah, I mean, this one they decided to go back to. I think it was actually inspired more by the Peter Cushing films.
Yeah, you can see that.
I do like the door sign panel is glass. And that also illuminates with the windows.
Oh yeah.
I like the fact that the text is raised off the glass as well. Okay. So it's not just like printed on. That's a nice touch. Yeah, I don't dislike it, but it was
It's
not
got a lovely
the,
interior with Capaldi.
Oh yeah, I mean,
And I think a nice exterior as well. I think it's a nice combination, personally.
so the Christopher Eccleston box.
Yeah.
What do you think of this?
Awful.
Really?
Yeah, hate it.
Yeah.
Yeah. When I first saw this come back, obviously from after post '89, that time, and I thought, oh good, Doctor Who's back on, and I saw the first image of that. I thought, what have they done? Because the movie one I quite liked.
Oh, the movie was beautiful.
Yeah, I like that one. But this thing, terrible. I mean, it's so square and chunky. The shape of it is appalling. Hated that. Absolutely hated it. It just, oh no, dreadful. What were they thinking when they designed this? And thought this is Doctor... No, this is not a very good TARDIS. Obviously you disagree. You obviously...
Oh no, I don't like it. It's
okay.
It's probably one of my least favourite ones.
Yeah.
However, I don't think I clearly harbour such deep-seated hatred
Disdain
for it.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying in comparison.
Right. I mean, okay, yeah, too chunky. I don't like the squareness of it.
No.
It is fat. It is a fat box.
Nothing
Way
more-
too chunky. Now, apparently, according to the designer, Ed Thomas, he thought that the police boxes in the classic series looked a bit too flimsy, and he wanted something that looked like it could take a beating and be out in space. That kind of defeats the object of the fact that it isn't supposed to look like a spaceship that's flying through space.
Yeah.
It's supposed to look like a police box that's on a street corner.
Exactly.
It just loses something, because it is really massive. I
Yeah.
think from the other point of view was that they wanted to make it bigger so that people could go inside it
Remember you saying.
and it would be a bit more comfortable.
Yeah.
Because you think, back in the old days, when they had like
With
10
the
people
pile in.
crammed in there,
Never mind.
yeah, they just had to get on with it. And it is a cramped space. We've got one. And, you couldn't fit many people in
No.
it. I don't like the lamp on top.
No, it's not
Don't like
great,
that
is it?
weird housing.
Yeah.
I think it was like something from B&Q. I think they got
Oh,
like
did
the house, or something like that. I could be completely wrong. Not a fan of the font used
No, I remember you
on the
saying.
top for the
Yeah.
police public call box.
No.
It's a different font than an
Yeah.
actual police box. I don't mind like the door panel. I think that's fine. I like that it's all sort of scratched and it's a bit battered. I don't mind that it's tatty.
No, I don't mind that.
I'm quite keen on a tatty
Yeah, it doesn't
TARDIS,
bother me.
but it is just a size issue.
It's a massive... Yeah.
It's very distorted, and it's a shame really, because obviously we just looked at the Stephen Moffat era one. Originally, when they wanted to go back to that sort of variation of police box, they actually wanted to build a whole new box that was closer to a Metropolitan police box in terms of its actual dimensions. Yeah. However, the BBC sort of went, oh well, people sort of recognise this big blocky shape now as the TARDIS, and they thought that perhaps if they changed everything about it, it was too much of a change.
Yeah.
So they reached a compromise and said, well, can you keep the same sort of dimensions and just change the colour?
Right.
Which I think is a shame, because it would have been nice to have an actual decent shaped police box. And as much as I like the new Jodie Whittaker one, that is still an issue for me, is that the dimensions just aren't quite right.
No.
They're still a bit too chunky. Let's go back then to 1996
Oh,
for
yeah.
the Richard Hoodlin
Lovely
police
box, this one.
Obviously, this was the first new police box prop since the 80s.
Well, you were saying about this one first, because this is your first proper TARDIS,
Technically,
I suppose.
yeah. I was 4 when
What do you
came
think?
out. I love it. I think it's lovely. Again, a bit square, like the windows and the panels. They're a bit too square. They could be more rectangular. Other than that, though, it is stunning.
Yeah,
it
it is.
really is. The amount of care that clearly went into building this prop, which is amazing, because I'm pretty sure I read this the other day that the guy who was the production designer, he was American. He didn't know what Doctor Who was.
Right.
But, he looked back over what the TARDIS looked like, and they got the plans from the BBC and stuff, and a lot of care went into it. I like the pebbled glass that is all in sort of different patterns. I like that. I like the backlit top signs and the windows.
Yeah.
It is just absolutely lovely. Nice colour. Very deceiving colour, because here it looks quite dark.
Yeah.
But actually, it's quite a bright blue in the natural light.
Yeah.
And then when me and Dad made our one, we opted to go for something closer to these sort of darker pictures.
The font's nice.
The font's
Isn't it,
nice,
on
yeah,
the-
it's very vivid
Yeah.
and striking.
Yeah.
Which is, that's what I mean. Like when you compare it to the
Yeah,
newer
yeah,
ones,
yeah.
it's quite thin. That's very bold,
Yeah.
and it sort of pops out. What do you think? Because obviously this, you've grown up with Sylvester McCoy's
Oh yeah,
one.
liked it. Though. I liked it. Yeah, I know. I knew you obviously liked Sills. Obviously it was different, but yeah, I didn't dislike it. It's, it was this is the TARDIS.
Yeah.
Didn't have a problem with it.
Yeah. So where would you put this so far on our list?
On my list, I would probably say Ascot at the top.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Definitely.
yeah,
Yeah, I would also agree.
yeah.
So what would your ratings be at the moment?
Oh, I'd go with this one. Then
Yeah.
I would go with Capaldi, then Jodie Whittaker, and then
Okay, well in that case, let's go back. So this is the one that we're talking about.
yes.
Obviously, you quite like this one because this is the one that we built for you.
I love this one.
Yeah.
This is my favourite.
Yeah. And in this colour variation?
Either really.
Yeah.
I like the darker blue, I like the lighter blue. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Obviously, this is more akin to Sylvs.
Sylvester's, yeah.
But both of them I like. I like the colouring of both. The windows I like. I like the configuration of the handles, the lock above the left-hand door.
Yeah.
I know, obviously it does change.
It does change, yeah. There's another... Well, there were two of these, two different props.
Yeah.
And then, one had this over that side.
Yeah, yeah.
And it was gold. It was built for Trial of a Time Lord and was used for that story and for Sylvester McCoy.
I thought I saw a Peter Davison one with the lock. Maybe I'm wrong.
No,
Okay.
so when Peter Davison had this, there was actually two variations during Peter Davison's prop. They had this one, the proper fiberglass one, and then they took the old Barry Newbury prop that Tom was using in Sharda and Haunted Night and that latter box, and they refurbished it to make it match this one, which is what they took on location for stories like Black Orchid. Really like this box.
Lovely box.
Yeah, I mean it was a very nice way of sort of going back to the original shape.
Yeah.
After, which we'll see in a minute. The one before this was quite drastically different.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
Squat.
He was, yeah.
This is nice. It's got a nice
roof.
Nice roof.
Yeah.
A few steps down.
Yeah.
80s one. That's your favourite.
Yeah.
And I think for me, I would put it below the Paul McGann one.
Yeah.
But above
Yeah,
Jodie's. And
okay.
yours. Okay.
Second. All right.
So then the next one, which is probably the most different looking one, is the Barry Newbury prop that was used for Tom Baker.
Yeah, this one is obviously very different, isn't it?
Yeah.
To anything
Yeah.
before or since. Very squat.
The roof is very flat.
Yeah, the roof is very flat. The windows are a bit odd.
Yeah.
The lock is very high up.
I don't like that it's so high up. Obviously, there's no door
There's
handles.
no door handles. That's a very odd thing.
Yeah.
The writing on the panel seems very scruffy and
Yeah. I think it was hand painted.
yeah. I do like the blue one in Sharda that flashes.
Yeah, see, I'm not so keen on that.
Do you know? I like that one.
Yeah.
I prefer that.
It is very small.
Mm.
It feels very thin.
Yeah.
Tom's head, scrapes the top of the sign almost because it's that
Yeah.
that low. A very strange box. Originally, it was supposed to look more like the Hartnell box with white window frames and St. John Ambulance sign,
Right.
and then for
Yeah,
some
never
reason
happened.
didn't happen. The windows are odd.
Mm.
I got a funny feeling that they might be not even proper glass. I think they might actually be totally opaque.
Right.
I could be totally wrong on that. If anyone knows the truth behind that, please let me know. But it just looks like a very
Answers
solid
on a stamp address envelope.
Yes, please.
No, what was it?
On a postcard.
Answers on a postcard. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it looks just like grey board, and then for the pebbled bits, they found pebbled glass and stuck that onto that. It's very strange, and it also doesn't have a back. There's only 3 sides to it, so the
really?
back is just a black curtain. Because I guess they thought, well, what's the point in building the back when you're not going to see it?
Oh.
Very weird. Where do you think you'd put
It's
this?
the least favourite of the classic boxes. So
Yeah,
for me,
definitely.
it would be the penultimate from the bottom. So Eccleston first as the worst.
That's the worst,
and then this one. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think I would agree with you on that. It's funny that we should say that the our least favourite ones are the ones that dimensionally are not quite right.
Yeah.
I mean, this is probably still closer than the Eccleston one is.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but it is still the squatness of it. Everything feels like it's just all on top of each other.
Yeah.
Like the sign.
Very cramped, isn't it?
Yeah, it's very cramped, very crowded. But they used this again and they refit it to make it look more like the 80s box that you like for Logopolis. here it looks so different. You know, they've.
Well, I'll be honest with you, I didn't even realise that was the same box.
Yeah, I know, it's amazing, isn't
I
it?
thought that was a different box completely. So
Yeah.
I can tell now. You say it because the doors you can tell.
Yeah,
Can't you?
it's the windows, isn't it?
And the
It really
windows,
gives
yeah,
it away.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they've just given it a brand new stacked roof,
Mm.
which makes it look so much better.
Mm.
It just gives it that height that, you know...
It's lacking.
Yeah, so that was like the second prop the series had.
Yeah, amazing.
Which is amazing, you know. They had the
All
first
those
one
years.
for like 14 years or
Yeah.
something mad. So let's go and take a look at the Peter Bukaki box as it looked right at the end of its life.
Okay. I'm not massively keen on it.
No?
No, I don't hate it.
So I'm surprised because you always used to say when you were on this planet Earth, you're like, well, that's the one that I want to get.
I know. Bits of it I like, other bits I'm not keen on. I'm not keen on the lamp, the housing of the lamp
Yeah,
in this one particularly. I'm not so keen on the 4 panels. It's very narrow. You can't really read what's going on. I know it's glass, isn't it? Obviously behind
Yeah.
it.
So yeah, well, there's a story behind that. So
Is there?
So for the front and the back, it's the colours are inverted. So it's black text on a clear background, and that's because the front doors and the back of the prop by this point had used. So in the Celestial Toymaker, there are all these cupboards that look like the front of the TARDIS, and when they were repairing it, they used the fronts of these cupboard TARDISes, and they used that for the front and the back of the prop.
Okay.
And they were painted white rather than the traditional blue, and the text was inverted.
Ah, right.
And so that is why the prop has inverted text on the front and the back, because it's taken from these wardrobes.
It's only really the top I'm not keen on.
Yeah.
I like the doors. I like the size is nice of the box. I like the size. The colour I like.
Yeah, that's sort of lighter. It's quite light, isn't it?
Yeah, I like that.
Not dissimilar to what McCoy had.
Yeah, I love the on this box the little clips to stop the door.
Oh yeah,
They're really
great.
lovely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I really like that as well.
Yeah, they're really good.
Yeah, again, obviously where they were cutting the doors
Yeah.
and they changed it all.
Yeah.
Something went wrong, so the doors weren't sitting right. So we'll put that.
Yeah.
And actually, you can't see it in the photo, but they're actually like little clovers.
Right.
They're quite ornate,
Are
really.
they?
Yeah, it's nice. The roof is quite strange, and that's because they've taken basically taken a chunk out of the roof, and it's just like the top sloped part of the roof has just been brought down. So that's why you almost get this like little gap in between
between the sign
signs.
and yeah.
I mean,
overall, nice size, nice shape, nice colour.
yeah. Obviously, on the other sides, the police box text at the
It's
top.
all fine.
Well,
No.
it is on one side,
Right.
it's normal. On the other side, on the left-hand side, there's absolutely no text at all.
Oh,
it's just
right.
clear. I love it because it's so tatty and weird. Obviously, like you said, the light's very strange on top.
Yeah. I always
And
find it a bit odd.
that changes, there it's black. Later on,
Blue,
there's nothing. Yeah, sometimes it's blue.
Yeah.
Later on, they don't have one at all, and it is just the perspex.
the perspex, yeah.
And then sometimes it'll have like a little lid on top. I think it was actually like a Tupperware thing that they
What was
found,
that?
and they just put it around the bowl.
Oh, it was the 70s.
Where would you put this one then?
So I would say this one above the Matt Smith one. So my third.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is the original. This has to be my favourite out of all of them. None of the boxes are exact replicas for a Metropolitan Police box.
No.
Neither is this.
No.
But what I like about it is that it has this battered look to it. I love all of the texturing that this box has, and the same with the following 70s version. They put all that Artex on it to make
Yeah.
it feel like concrete, like
Yeah.
the actual police boxes were. Now I hate all this stuff about wooden box and the wood grain effect that
see
they
it,
have
yeah.
on the newer boxes. It shouldn't be there because
No.
they aren't technically wood.
No.
You haven't got anything like that here. You've got this wonderful texture, and then you don't really get that on other classic boxes either.
No, you don't. No.
Here it's really lumpy and really textured. I love it. I like the windows, the white frames. That
Lovely.
looks great with the little window sills
Yeah,
as well
nice,
at the
the windowsill,
bottom.
yeah.
Obviously, they open inwards as well.
Yeah.
Which is a bit different. Still strange that there's no door handles.
Yes.
I do.
Yeah, of course, I should have said that earlier on. When I said about no door handles.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course, this box also no door handles. And of course, the lock is very big as well on this one.
The lock is very large.
Obviously,
It's
it comes
really
out in the centre, right?
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
Got the St. John Ambulance sign, obviously
Yeah.
not the proper one. But
No, but similar enough.
Yeah.
Nice roof,
Stacked
yeah, very
roof.
interesting roof. It's very tall.
Yeah.
It's like one big massive chunk before it then splits off. It has to be my favourite, really.
Like the console was your favourite?
Like the console was my favourite, yeah. So this one would go right above the top.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I mean, I like this one as well.
Yeah.
A lot, but I don't think I would put it at the top for myself.
Okay.
I would say, a bit like you, as this is the original, it probably has to be second on the list for me. But that would be your top.
That would be my top, yeah. So again, we've sort of fallen into the same thing as we did with the other video that we did, that basically we prefer the classic look over sort of the more modern versions of things.
It probably won't surprise many people out there.
It probably won't surprise many people. No. It's what we grew up with, so that's what we're used to. Okay, so thank you very much for watching this. I hope it was entertaining for you.
Should we not mention the Peter Cushing box as we're here?
I wasn't going to, because I thought we wanted to get on with our lives.
Just very quickly.
Okay, we can look at the Peter Cushing box.
What a lovely box.
It is lovely.
Isn't it? And we won't put this in the rankings because it's not, part of the series. Yeah. But it's a lovely... I think it's probably the closest to the actual Metropolitan boxes. Yeah. In style, in design, style, height.
Yeah, they're very tall, this version. And they were, police boxes were very tall, much taller than what we actually got in the classic series.
Nice,
this is
lovely colour. It just looks great.
Nice.
The white window frame, lovely. Yeah. The roof is lovely. The big sign. I don't like the doors opening outwards.
No, me neither.
Yeah, not keen on that. Yeah. But it's a lovely box.
I think actual police boxes, the doors open outwards.
Yeah, I know, but only because we're used to the series
doing it differently, yeah. I don't like the fact that the glass is just totally clear.
Yes.
You can see straight in.
Yes.
It does destroy the illusion of the fact that it's bigger on the inside.
Yes, it does. It just looks ridiculous when you see, all the way through.
Yeah. Because I know in the classic series, occasionally you do, and even in the new series, you do see the inside of the police box prop.
Yeah, but you couldn't tell so much on the classic series.
Here, my God, it's just so
obvious.
Yeah,
it ruins the illusion of what's taking place.
Yeah, totally.
And I suppose in the new series, although you can see in, they've got the background. They
put that in.
They put that in, haven't they? The console, so which I'm not massively keen on.
No,
not really. No,
I really like that.
Do you see? I don't. I
really
don't want to be able to look through and see it straight away. I like the fact in the classic series it was dark, or you couldn't really see, and then the doors opened up, and you saw I liked that.
Okay, I mean I do like that as well, but I do love the fact that we now have the technology where we can actually go
and see it. Yeah,
here is a small thing, and my God, there is a massive space inside it.
Yeah.
I think that is one of the benefits of the new series, that we have the ability to do that. It's very similar to what the Hartnell box is.
Yes.
Ever so slightly different. And really very, very nice. Yeah, so that's our rankings of the TARDIS props. Let us know in the comments below what you think, what are your favourite police boxes, or if you just think we need to get lives, then you can also tell us that, but we already know that, so that's fine. And let us know what other videos we could do.
We've got a few ideas, haven't we?
We have got a few ideas already. But if there's anything that you think, why don't you do, I don't know, favourite Cybermen, or favourite Daleks, or favourite title sequences, I don't know.
Or favourite just McCoy items in his pockets.
Yeah, well, bye.